What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. I got 4 picks on this massive slate of games. I'm going to take you through that today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Before we jump into the picks, we do have to recap the day that was. Another winning day. VIP had 7 units profit. Off the video I shared with you guys, swept on the plays. LaMelo did void out, but Jalen Duren cashed his points and rebounds. Dame Lillard smashes his PRA. Bobby Portis left this as a VIP play only. It was plus money, over 3.5 assists. We also hit a Bobby Portis and a Dame Lillard value play. Absolutely swept the NBA, cashed out. On the NFL, split it 2-2. Didn't really lose any money there, but I know you guys are here about the NBA. Season to date, 225 units profit, 16.3% return on your investment. And in February, 52 units up with a 33% return on your investment. I don't expect to maintain that ROI, but February is looking good. If you are interested in VIP, I do still have some redemptions available for the 38% lifetime discount. So use the code CJ or click on the link in the video description or in the pinned comment. Now, just before I take you through the picks, there's a couple of things I want to address with you guys. Been on my mind. I'm getting a lot of emails and a lot of people reaching out to me about a couple of things. So I just want to set the record straight so we're all on the same page here. The first thing, there are a lot of people on YouTube looking to grow their channels in this particular niche who are pretty much copying exactly what I do, whether it be their thumbnails, their titles, their structure of their videos, the tools they use, absolutely everything very much mirrors mine. And there is nothing wrong with that, right? When I started creating content on YouTube, I copied a lot of people too. Tried to figure it out. And right now, I'm probably the best person to copy. So I've got no problems with that. You don't have to let me know if people are copying my content. There are 2 things that are a concern for me that I want to raise. For those of you who joined the Discord, who are in the Discord already, there is an impersonator out there. There's a scammer. He's reaching out to people asking for $500 to $1,000 to be paid in Bitcoin in order to get picks or some rubbish like that. Report that if that person reaches out to you. I would never reach out for anything like that. So please be aware of that. The second thing is I've been made aware that somebody who's purchased my VIP is getting my VIP picks and reselling them as his own. Now that I'm not completely happy with. I do keep receipts. I do have evidence of that. I just don't know what to do about it. So if you let me know in the comment section, what should I do? Should I show it to you guys on YouTube? Do I blast the guy on Twitter where his audience follows him? That I'm not sure of, but somebody's hijacking all the wonderful work that we put into this and it doesn't sit right with me. So let me know what you think I should do. But outside of that, let's get into these 4 picks. I've also got a ton of leads to take you through as well. I know you guys like that. Let's go. So we're jumping in the props madness. Props madness is the best tool you are going to find if you like betting on NBA player props. I assure you, it's got advanced data that nobody else has. You guys have to check it out. The 7-day free trial, link for that's in the video description below, and you'll get 25% off if you use the code DAFT when you sign up. So the first pick we're looking at today is between the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic, and I'm running with Anthony Black today. I do like his over 11.5 points and assists, right? 11.5 points and assists. If that's not available for you, then you could just take his 8.5 points. Now, Anthony Black, he's projected to play 25 minutes today. So I want to project his numbers 23 to 27 minutes. That's where I think he plays. It gives us a good sample size of data. Take a look at that. He's over this line in 9 out of 12 games, averaging 13.6 points and assists per game. Now, I wanted to get a little bit deeper with that because Franz and Paolo are back in the lineup. And with these guys back in the lineup, he's still over this in 3 out of 4 games, 14.5 points and assists as an average. He does have a great matchup as well up against the Atlanta Hawks. They allow the 5th most assists in the league, which is wonderful. They don't play defense. They allow the 4th most points to spot up shooters. They allow the 7th most points in transition, and they're very soft around the rim as well, which is his favorite place to score some points. 45% of his buckets come around the rim, and this Atlanta Hawks team allowing the 3rd most points there. So it's an excellent matchup here for Anthony Black. I think he scores well. I think he dimes up as well. And if you want to get risky with it, I think he gets steals as well. So Anthony Black, that's my first play that I wanted to take you through. The next one is in the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm running it with Darius Garland today. Couldn't avoid this one. The hit rate is just too good to ignore. Taking his over 2.53 pointers made. Now, his hit rate in this is insane when it comes to this prop. He's over in 10 out of his last 11 games. My man's gone crazy. Last time he played the Wolves, he made 5 out of 10 3-pointers, which is astonishing. If he can do that again, I'd be a very happy man. But I'd be happy with 3 here for Darius Garland. Now, 7 out of the last 8 similar types of players have also scored extremely well against the Minnesota Timberwolves, so I do like that as well. Now, I did a bit of a dive. You know me, I look into clips, look into videos, highlights, see what's going on. And I looked into the game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Cleveland Cavaliers when they last played. 7-point win to the Cavs. And the one thing I noticed is that Jaden McDaniels, he's the key defender here on Darius Garland, which at first I was like, oh, this can't be good, right? Jaden McDaniels is their best perimeter defender, not defending Donovan Mitchell, using his length to try to slow down Darius Garland, and he's having a difficult time here. The one thing I noticed about Jaden McDaniels, he tends to go under screens a lot. If you think about it, most of the time he's defending elite wings, whether it's a Kevin Durant, maybe a James Harden, bigger types of wings is who Jaden McDaniels typically defends. Chases around some guards as well. But in these matchups against guards, he tends to go under screens. And if you're going under screens against Darius Garland, he's going to pull up from downtown every single time. So I do like the volume. I'm expecting him to take at least 8 3-pointers in this game. If he takes at least 8 3-pointers, I'm happy with whatever the result is. If he doesn't take 8 3-pointers, then it's an awful read and I've just wasted your time. But I am running with Darius Garland to maintain the streak here. Over 2.5 3-pointers made. Get a couple of buckets in Jaden McDaniels' face. The next one is probably my favorite play. Now, I say that because you guys ask me for this all the time. Just because of my favorite doesn't mean it's going to hit. But this was the easiest one for me to find. Made a little bit of money on Bobby Portis yesterday, and we're running it today. Bobby Portis, I'm taking him for over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Actually, I got him for 28.5, but this will move to 29.5, I'm sure, and I would still take it there. But let's talk about it. Bobby Portis, projected to play 34 minutes in this game. Giannis is still out of this one, and Portis is an absolute beast when Giannis isn't there. Let's take a look. This season, without Giannis, he's averaging 37 points, rebounds, and assists. He's over this line in 7 out of 9 games. The worst game he had, he only played 18 minutes in that game. So he's projected to play over 30 in this one. If we look at the games without Giannis, where he plays at least 30 minutes, he's over this in 7 out of 8, averaging 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Up against the Golden State Warriors today, and his matchup is pretty nice. Over their last 15 games, the Golden State Warriors are now the 2nd most points, 8th most rebounds, and the 9th most assists to power forwards. What I also like about it is 11 out of the last 15 similar types of players have covered their points line against the Golden State Warriors. So Bobby Portis, I think he eats alive today. Eats alive. What does that even mean? I think he eats the Golden State Warriors alive. I'm expecting high production. If you wanted to just run one particular pick, can't go past over 2.5 assists for Bobby Portis. Actually go to him a lot, especially this Golden State Warriors defense. Probably put a bit of pressure on Dame, get the ball out of his hands. Bobby Portis is the man he's going to find. He's going to be able to make decisions. So I do like Bobby Portis assists if you had to pick the one, but I'm just running with the points, rebounds, and assists today for Bobby Portis. Let's go. And my last pick, one of the best hairstyles in the game. We're heading over to the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat, and we're rolling with Derek White today. Man, what a good-looking fella he is. And for Derek White, I'm running with his points and assists. I did bet this in his last game against the New York Knicks. It was at 18.5. Now it's at 19.5 points and assists for Derek White, but I'm running it back. And the reason is very simple. No Drew Holiday today. When Drew Holiday is out, Derek White tends to step up. Check it out. With Drew Holiday out of the lineup this season, Derek White's over this line in 7 out of 9 games, averaging 21.7 points and assists. So the hit rate, astonishing. Slightly higher usage, gets a couple more shots. I do like it here for Derek White. He's got a great matchup as well. This Miami Heat team, extremely vulnerable to spot-up shooters. They allow the 7th most points to spot-up shooters. And if you didn't know, that's where Derek White lives. Lives as a spot-up shooter with no Drew Holiday. Peyton Pritchard gets on the ball a little bit more. Derek White still the key guy when it comes to spot-up shooting. And he's been playing quite well lately as well, so I am loving that. When I think about the matchups for other players, Kristaps Porzingis, he's got a somewhat difficult matchup. He probably scores between 15 and 20 points. Does what he normally does. I don't think we see a massive performance from Kristaps today. And when it comes to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're both game-time decisions here. So, you know, if the gods are on our side, they both get ruled out. We get great closing line value here for Derek White, and he gets a ton of more shots. But if one of them is out, even in games where it's Drew Holiday plus a Jaylen Brown or a Jason Tatum, In the last 2 years, he scored 20 plus points in every single game. So if either of those guys are out, then this play is going to look absolutely fantastic for Derek White. Worst case scenario, they both play, and he can still, as you can see, has covered this line many times when they're both there. So Derek White, over 19.5 points and assists. That's the last pick that I've got for you. Pumping the brakes real quick. Ask that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below. Man, I still can't think about this guy stealing my bets and then reselling them, like value plays and everything. So that sucks a little bit. And he's probably watching this now, but we'll see what we do. Let me know in the comment section what you think I should do about it. But now let's get into these leans. There's a lot of players that I thought about betting on. I liked a lot about it, but ultimately I talked myself off it. Let's talk about it. Let's go. All right, Atlanta versus Orlando is the first one I want to talk through. Dyson Daniels, I was going to run this back. Rebounds and assists. As you know, I've been hitting this quite a few times over the last couple of weeks since Jalen Johnson's been out. His line's at 10.5. It was at 11.5 against Washington. He clobbered them with 13. It's come down to 10.5. And the reason for that is that the Orlando Magic have it's a very tough matchup for him. They don't allow many rebounds. They don't allow many assists. They play at a very slow pace. But the matchup here is awful, but the hit rate for Dyson Daniels is fantastic, especially without Jalen Johnson. He's expected to play about 36 minutes. He's got an excellent hit rate when he sees that volume of minutes. The only reason why I don't like it, the Magic don't allow many rebounds and assists, but they also play at the second slowest pace in the league. So when it comes to slow pace, it might be difficult for Dyson Daniels to see the opportunities. So that's my only concern. That's the only reason I didn't bet it. But the hit rate here for Dyson Daniels is absolutely fantastic. Within the same game, I was looking at Cole Anthony over 11.5 points. You can still get an 11.5, but this might move to 12.5. Either way, I'm not taking it. And my whole concern here was the Dyson Daniels element. So I think the thing to call out here is that Jalen Suggs, extremely unlikely to play in this one. Cole Anthony with Banchero and Franz, without Suggs, has been an absolute beast. He's over this line in 5 out of 7 games, 13.9 points per game. And I strongly considered this, but I thought to myself, Dyson Daniels typically defends the best players on the other team. The problem is Banchero and Franz, they got a little bit of a size advantage on him. Does Dyson Daniels pick them up? Does Dyson Daniels potentially just slow down Cole Anthony? So that's where my concern was. And Cole Anthony doesn't attempt a high volume of shots either. Even though the matchup is nice, I don't know. I was still a little bit uncertain about it, so I chose not to ride with it. But it's not a bad play, if you ask me. The next set of leans I have is in this Spurs versus Wizards game. And obviously, De'Aaron Fox has an ideal matchup here, whether it's points, whether it's assists. Great matchup here against the Washington Wizards. We don't have enough sample size of data here with him playing with the Spurs. So I pass on that, but the matchup is fantastic for De'Aaron Fox. Someone else who I thought could have a great game here is Devin Vassell. And I want to look at his points. Over 15.5 points. So he's playing decent since De'Aaron Fox joined. 20, 15, and 25 points. He's still playing 34 minutes in every single game. So he's seeing a ton of opportunities. The shot selection and the quality of shots that he's getting are better than they used to be because De'Aaron Fox and Wemby are there. Last time he played against them, he finished with 17 points in only 25 minutes. So he should get 9 extra minutes, a couple of extra shots. And keeping in mind, he shot awfully in this game against Washington. I really do like Devin Vassell to bounce back here. But again, it's a limited size of data with De'Aaron Fox there. Who knows? De'Aaron Fox will go for 40 or 50, and then suddenly Devin Vassell doesn't get any shots. So that's the only risk, but I really did like this look here for Devin Vassell. I'm just being a little bit conservative given the volume of games that are on. I've already got a ton of bets anyway. No need to force something out, but I do like Devin Vassell to score some points. And then the other one is Victor Wembanyama to score some points. He lit up the Wizards for 50 when they last played in only 32 minutes. No Alex Sarr. They got Rashawn Holmes out there. You know, it's an excellent matchup here for Wemby, but Wemby with De'Aaron Fox in the lineup, 24, 16, and 18 points. Hasn't necessarily blown the lights out. He probably doesn't need to score 50 points for the Spurs to win in this one. So, yeah, all leans on that Spurs team. Not willing to take any bets yet, but if you did take any of those bets, I wouldn't hate you for it. I still think they're good looks. Now we're heading to the Celtics versus Miami Heat. My voice is going. But I did look at Tyler Hero over 22.5 points. It's moving to 23.5 points, I think. By the time the game starts, it'll be at 23.5. Regardless, I didn't take it. But I've got to call this out. Tyler Hero has an excellent matchup here against Boston Celtics. Hero scoring 26% of his points in the pick and roll. The Celtics allowing the third most points in the pick and roll. So it all makes sense. We got no Jimmy. We do have Andrew Wiggins, though. I don't think that impacts Tyler Hero's usage too much at all, though. The only reason I didn't take this is I've said this a couple of times in videos. Tyler Hero, whether the matchup is good or not, kind of still does what he wants to do. Like, he's a bit unpredictable in that. Take a look. These are the matchups where he's versus the bottom 10 teams in terms of pick and roll defense. He's only hitting 7 out of 18 games. So just because the matchup is great doesn't mean he hits this line. So he only scored 19 against Boston last time. But if I show you how he's performed against the best teams at defending the pick and roll, 8 out of 16, 24 points per game. He actually plays better when the matchup is difficult. It's strange. So I didn't take a bet on Tyler Hero there. The next set of leans that I have is in this. What do we have? The Sacramento Kings game. Kings versus the Mavs. And a lot of game time decisions in this one, but I have a feeling that this play here for Malik Monk's probably going to be popular. It's his rebounds and assists. This opened at 9.5. It got pounded immediately. It's now at 10.5, and I still think a lot of people are going to take it because of what you can see on the screen. There's a whole lot of green. 18 out of 27 games, he's gone over this line. So the hit rate for this Malik Monk play is fantastic. He's projected to play 36 minutes. If you look at games between, let's go 33 to 39 minutes, look at this hit rate. 17 out of the last 20 games where he's played between 33 and 39 minutes, he's cashed this line. Like, I was quick. I was going to jump on it immediately when I saw this. The matchup against Dallas is not difficult. They're average in both assists and rebounds allowed this season. My only hesitation here is, since Zach LaVine joined the team, Malik Monk, in 3 games, he had the first game, he had the 0 rebounds, 3 assists. Against Portland, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And against the Pelicans, he had 4 rebounds and 7 assists from 21 potentials. Up against Dallas today, so he's really only hit this in 2 out of 3 games since Zach's joined the team. He only averages 8 rebounds and assists with Zach there. Again, another example where we don't have enough data post the trade deadline to make a pick on here. So if you're betting it just on hit rate, good luck to you. So that's all I say. Now, I don't hate the bet. Like I said, I almost bet it, but luckily I remembered the Zach LaVine stuff, and that was enough to talk me out of it. The next one is the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Nuggets, and it's DeAndre Ayton. And I was looking at a double-double here for DeAndre Ayton, or like over in his rebounds prop. And the main reason is this. He's projected to play 33 minutes in this game. If we look at games between 30 and 36 minutes, you can see he's hit this rebound prop in 17 out of 24 games. If we lower it to 10, he's over this in 18 out of 24 games. If you look at his points prop, and then we lowered this to 9.5, he's over that in 23 or 24 games. So if you're talking about a double-double, he's actually over this line in, I think it's 16 out of 24 games he's had a double-double, provided he plays between 30 and 36 minutes. He had 13 rebounds and 15 points the last time he played the Denver Nuggets as well. The only reason I took this off the board, I didn't bet this, is the Portland Trail Blazers beat the Nuggets by 2 points back in December. They played great. The Nuggets, not so much. In this game, the Nuggets, 9.5-point favorites. The Nuggets are at home. I'm not saying they're going to blow them out, but there is a risk there. The risk is that the Nuggets could blow them out. The Nuggets should play better in this one and get the win, as the odds makers predict. And if the Portland Trail Blazers aren't going to play as well, whether it be defensively or offensively, it means that we can't expect the same type of production from DeAndre Ayton. We can't expect 15 and 13. If anything, it might be difficult for him to get the boards. He might not get the minutes. So I honestly think DeAndre Ayton is capable of this and covering the double-double. I do like it. But again, being conservative here, choosing not to play it because I know what the risks are. I know I'm not down for that. But I think it's a great look, honestly. DeAndre Ayton, double-double. I think it's a good look. But, you know, I'm trying to play it safe here. Trying to. I've got at least 10 bets already down on this. And my last one was Anthony Simons. Looking at his rebounds and assists, over 7.5. He's covered this in 5 consecutive games. Going crazy. He's got a great matchup here against Denver. He had 10 assists against them last time with 1 rebound. But again, same as DeAndre Ayton. The Portland Trail Blazers were excellent in that last game. They're probably not going to be as good in this one against Denver. Denver should be better at home. I think it might be difficult here for Anthony Simons to cover this prop. Actually, I don't think it would be difficult. I just know he's not going to play as well as he did last time. So I'm expecting regression from both Anthony Simons and DeAndre Ayton in comparison to their last game that they played against the Denver Nuggets. I get the recent form is nice, but man, he's just got over the line the last 2 games. I get the matchup is nice, but I didn't have the balls to play it. What can I tell you? But if you did like that pick, go ahead and take it, right? Like, I'm just giving you the insights, giving you some analysis, letting you know what I was close to betting. And a lot of the time, the ones I don't bet actually hit. So don't let me talk you out of it. I just wanted to let you know what was good and what was bad about the picks. That's a wrap on today's video, gang. I do hope you loved it and you found some value. If you did, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more, because we're dropping heat like this daily, baby. Well, probably 350 out of 365 days, but you know what I mean. We're dropping heat all the time. Show some love. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I wish you guys the absolute best of luck. I hope we green out once again. Best of luck to you. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.